I just got done with a meeting with George over at Argos Cafe, which is right behind me in the truck. They are setting up to open, and they are going to be huge. They have just a really good vibe, low-key, modern coffee spot. Just my type of thing. I can't wait to take Linda there. Now I gotta head up to Roseville and to the Horizon Vision Center and get my eyes checked so we can hopefully, get the eye surgery and I can see without these annoying glasses. Yeah. Then grab lunch and back to La Casa. I guess for today's vlog, I wanted to really talk about why I decided to start doing this video logging thing. I'm not really one for try to win every popularity contest. On first glance, this just seemed really out of character for me. Feels very, very awkward to be, in front of the camera, and it's making me really uncomfortable right now. Actually, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of people I respect, people I admire, guys like John Grimsmo, NYCCNC, Cycling Maven, some of these really popular YouTube channels, and a lot of them have either have video logs or are moving to video log style for any number of personal reasons, and I just think it's really cool to be able to follow along with someone's life and see all the I guess the unvarnished version, without so much editing and kind of careful, considered effects and all that stuff. I'd rather just follow along with the person, and it feels more like you are a friend rather than a fan. And that distinction is very, very important when you're trying to interact with large groups of people. It's just a lot more personal. So, that's what kind of got me turned on to the whole video logging thing, and I didn't really think I was going to make one for myself. But as time, went on and it kind of sunk in, it just kind of grew on me for a few reasons. I think the biggest one is probably I struggle in that social situation of talking to large amounts of people. It makes me extremely, extremely nervous. I'll actually tell you a funny story. Back when Linda and I got married, quite a few years ago now, I broke out into a full-on flop sweat. We were in the Bahamas, but I was fine up until we had to get up there, and I had my groomsmen just wiping me down like a boxer, trying to keep me cool. And being up in front of that many people actually made me more uncomfortable and more scared than anything about the wedding itself. And that situation has just always been my paralyzing, my kind of social kryptonite, if you will. Anyone who's interacted with me before knows me. I'm a pretty personable guy, one-on-one or in a small group, and I feel very comfortable and free to kind of say what I will in those situations. But for some reason, when it's more than 8-10 people, I freeze up. Just becoming better in that situation would be just a huge boon to me, because I feel like if you want to impact the world, you kind of have to be able to interact with the world. Even if you are, an artist like me and you think that your special snowflake ability just makes up for your lack of social graces. It doesn't. It might get you to normal, but you could be, a lot better if you just chose to work on that one aspect that's really holding you back. And that's my main reason for starting this blog. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm just like, this just has so many potential side benefits. Like a lot of times I have trouble, I guess, doing the social media part that is not, it's not creating an actual product or doing any of the woodworking or the metalworking or any of that. It's making sure you're responding to people and posting content regularly. And I find that's just, I'll do it for a couple weeks religiously, and then it'll either fall off or, because editing is just a lot of work. Shooting and editing any kind of produced video with captions and blah 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 is just really a lot of work. And I would say for maybe every minute of video that I have put out, I have easily spent maybe an hour of my time, getting it to where it was. That's very, very time expensive when you're trying to run a business and, go out and find new clients and do all the things that you really need to do at the same time. Video logging is just a lot more relaxed. There's not as much need for editing and making everything look right. And once you have it down as a process, then you can kind of just bang them out and not have it be such a huge chore every time you want to do it. The other reason is I work by myself currently. Bearcrafted is basically a one-man show with a lot of support from my wife, and I spend a long part of the day by myself, and that creates a space where I'm only accountable to myself. So if I feel tired or I feel like I don't really want to do this today, it's much easier to just slack off and let things go for another day than if I know I'm accountable to someone, you guys, to post some kind of progress. I think it'll make me just more likely to, keep the ball rolling at all times and get the things done, when I say I want to get them done. And I don't think it's like a really bad thing or really a huge problem, but I think it would help me in my business to hit my targets when I want to hit them, not a day after, or just accountability and being more part of a community instead of being an island. I want to hear what people think of the things I'm doing and kind of get suggestions on how to get better and just kind of interact with people. It's good. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to talk about. I think as time goes on, I'll definitely get a lot more smooth at being comfortable in front of the camera and talking to the camera, looking at it at the right times. The guys that I watch, they just seem so natural, but I know if I go back, 4 or 5 years in their history and watch the early videos, they're not natural. It's awkward and it's kind of jerky and, kind of janky. There's not a huge bunch of production value, but the important thing is that you start somewhere. It's not getting to this perfect dream of what you're trying to do in one shot. It never happens that way. I've been an artist for almost 15 years now. It never happens in one try. If it does, you clearly have an absolute gift for whatever you're trying to do, and that's great. But even the people that I've known that they have like that kind of talent built into their bone marrow, it doesn't always happen for them, the first time, every time. You have to work at it. You have to choose to start somewhere and work at it. So, yeah, I think that's it for today. But you guys take care, enjoy the day, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow.